Let's roll it.
Gonna change the world with my hockey stick. Gonna make a real difference. Feed the poor and heal the sick.
Woo. Singing lessons. Maybe I'm going to take singing lessons. Maybe that's my next thing.
No, probably not.
No, learn piano.
Yeah.
Piano and singing.
I'm sporting the golf attire today because I'm feeling
in honor of the Leafs.
I'm in honor of the Leafs going down 3-0. I'm not feeling so good about it.
I didn't think you were actually going to say that. Is that what you're going with?
Yeah.
Oh, geez. Sorry, jumping on your joke. I was like, there's no way Hayden would say that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
so
Hayden, I heard you shot like a 74 the other day or something like that. Is that true?
75, yeah.
on the front nine or the back?
That's a good one. Someone already made, like 6 people made that joke in my DMs.
Wow.
Couple
Well,
foot- hey,
that's
couple
got to
foot
recycle.
wedges- Couple foot wedges out there, Hayden.
I went with my future, I guess, father-in-law probably.
Oh, holy. Wow. In 1 second. Let's.
75.
Sheesh, that's loud. Gosh.
Yep.
No, so there was a witness. So it wasn't made up.
I just witnessed that you're going to propose to Shannon.
We're gonna need a GoPro footage of that next time, Hayden. We need to do a golf.
Yeah,
vlog.
GoPro golf. That'd be fun actually. We should do.
That'd be
Let us know
dope.
in the comments. Chippy and I can do or I guess Jeremy if you want to join.
I'm all right. I can swing the club pretty good.
Well-
What are we talking about in this draft?
Oh, you just cut right off there. I was gonna say Jeremy will be hunting for balls in the woods while Chippy and I are golfing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just need one trip to the driving range to straighten my shot.
Yeah, that's
and-
what they all say.
No, just one. I haven't practiced. That's it. Just 1 hour on the range, and my shots are going straight, and I'm just gonna dust you guys.
Yeah, okay.
My 56-degree wedge is gonna be flowing out there like Marchand and Pappy.
On the par 5s. Yeah.
All right,
No, I'll
on
be
the
blasting,
pod,
I'll be blasting a big drive out there on par 5.
blasting her 350 yards. On the pod today, we are talking about the NHL draft lottery. Bedard, where's he going?
Conspiracy.
Oh, the conspiracies, eh? Leafs are 0-3. Let's talk about that. IIHF, Hockey Canada just announced their team. We'll touch on that a bit. We got Draisaitl. He's just crushing a new track called Cupbound. I heard it's taking over North America.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about some potential matchups as far as the playoffs go. Things
Right.
are getting weird. And then
Yeah, is it Seattle going to the final? Like they're playing unreal.
that's what I'm saying, right? So what do you want? And we got some hypotheticals from Hayden, some fun and games. What do we want to tackle first here, boys?
I'll start off with one hypothetical because it kind of
Okay.
leads into. Are we going to talk Leafs first? I think.
Yeah, let's talk Leafs.
So I'll do a hypothetical and then we can talk Leafs.
And the Cupbound track.
In the Cupbound track, yes, which is little. You must be sweating, Chippy, because
I hit single. I hit
What
single.
take in?
Oh, and
We can talk about in a second.
sure. And if you didn't notice, Chippy couldn't join us today because he's on vacation. But I mean, looking good, getting a little sun, well deserved too. Like you earned this.
Wow.
he's
Do
wearing
I
the
ever
toque.
need some sun? Do I ever need some sun right now? My goodness.
Yeah.
Hey,
Representing style and flow in what is that, Costa Rica?
Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're out in Costa Rica on the beach. We're doing some snorkeling.
Beautiful.
Swam with a couple sharks. I just met a shark in the water there.
Wow. Yeah.
His name was Jeff, and
My name's
he
Jeff.
was buzzing around the ocean, and we, I have some GoPro footage in the ocean with Jeff, and we were buzzing around the ocean together.
Really
It was
committing to the skit
amazing.
here, yeah.
Well, we don't want to take up too much of your time. You are sipping from your mermaid mug there on the beach. So let's get into this pod real quick, so you can go back to enjoying snorkeling for seashells.
All right, so I have a scenario,
Mhm.
a hypothetical, so you call it.
Mhm.
The Leafs win the next game tomorrow.
Oh,
They
very.
they take it back home
Mhm.
on what would it be? Is it Friday or Saturday?
Oh, geez, who knows?
I know we're so stuck on Wednesday.
It's probably Saturday. Let me check.
Yeah.
We'll say
Anyway,
Saturday.
they take it home for the next game,
Mhm.
but they lose, and the
Okay.
series is over. Okay,
Mhm.
this is a hypothetical scenario.
Yep. So they win one.
Two things. Do you trade one of the core 4, and who of management is gone? Dubas, and coaching Sheldon Keefe. Is Shanahan on the hook? Who is on the firing ladder or trade?
Great question. Hayden.
Yeah.
Chip, you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So we win Wednesday.
and
Must
lose
win.
the next game. Yeah.
We lose the next game. Yeah, it's core. Someone from the core 4 is gone. Doesn't matter. Like
Mhm.
I just feel like core 4 is like this core four needs to be blown up, to be honest.
Mm. No
If
killer
I had to
instinct?
say, yeah, if I had to say, it would be like I would want to see JT go. Um,
That's
I
tough.
just can't. I just watching him out there. He's almost non-existent. He's so slow. He is not worth 11 million or whatever, 10.5, whatever he's
Yeah,
making. Like,
we're feeling that in the end of that contract for sure.
Yeah.
like I don't. I like his game for 6 mil. For
Yeah.
5.
Yep.
It just doesn't seem like he's bringing that swagger as a captain. I think we have to give the captain a Pappy. He needs to see.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think like if we could move Mitch, I don't know. Like need someone that could perform in the playoffs that could like
Kachuk,
what we
imagine.
I go Mitch for Bedard. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah,
Mitch
I
for
would.
Kachuk.
I
I
don't
think
know.
Mitch for Kachuk. That's like you want a playoff guy. I mean, and Kachuk had more points than Marner in the regular season, and he's an absolute beast in the playoffs. And honestly, the Leafs need a playoff guy.
That's the thing. Marner's like, okay, yeah, he's their second best player, but is he only their second best regular season player? Because he's like their 5th best playoff player.
Right. That's the thing. He has to be their best player every night, and that's what Kachuk is. You know, like every night.
Yeah.
He brings it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just we need a star that can throw some body. Like when I see McDavid, they're down. Like he's going in there and hammering guys. Like Draisaitl, he's going in there hammering
he doesn't
guys.
hold back.
Kachuk hammering guys. McKinnon hammering guys. Like you look at guys that had success in the playoffs. It's like you need someone that can actually like
Play physical. Yeah.
It just doesn't seem like they even like it's like do or die game in game 3, and I don't think we laid a body check. Matthews didn't have a shot on net till the 3rd period.
Yeah, you only have 4 attempts or something like that.
Here's the wild thing about the Leafs. Apparently, they had led the league in the playoffs in hits. I think in the first round.
Really?
And then going into like against Florida, they were also like leading in hits. But it's definitely not.
That's
from the core four.
That's just Achari and O'Reilly.
It must be O'Charlie,
and
O'Reilly,
Lafferty.
McCabe. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're getting dominated. We never have the puck, so of course we got to be hitting a lot. Like we don't have so the possession. That's actually the correlation. Like Tampa, like literally dominated the puck possession in that series. When you don't have the puck, you have to be hitting, and we don't have the puck in this series either. It seems like whenever Florida gets it in our end, it's a freaking spin cycle. And then we get it in there. We can't even get our cycle going. When we do get the cycle going, maybe one shift a period, it's like this team's unstoppable. And then next thing you know, they get it back in our end, and it's just like we need to set up the cycle. We can't hold offensive zone time. I think that's the reason why we can't score goals.
What I don't understand is how are the Panthers, who are not known as a defensive specialist team, how are they shutting down 4 star players?
Just by pressuring them. They're just getting on the puck quick. Like it's such a simple game plan.
Yeah.
It's like see puck, go attack the puck and make the player uncomfortable. Like make them make a pass they don't want to. Make them like Tkachuk wants you to have the puck so he can go and body you as hard as he can.
Right.
And then they get the puck back. They're almost like, sure, take it. Try and get past this so we can just lay you out, right? Like
because the only players that have scored is Lafferty. Who is it? Gustafson, Lafferty. I think
the first and second
might have got one, and like it's nobody off the first, second, or even third line.
Yeah, the first and second lines were their worst lines.
Oh yeah,
Camp and Lafferty skated laps around Pappy and Marner last game. They were 2 best players.
Camp was amazing.
Yeah,
he was toe dragging everyone out there.
Yeah,
you see him pulling toes out left, right, and center.
Yeah, if the Leafs want to win the next one, they gotta play a bit more of taking Florida's game to them. Like stop worrying about the possession game. Just get the puck deep, get the puck to the net.
I noticed. So I went to game 3, and I think it was the third period. They decided that every zone exit, they would just flip the puck. They were flipping the puck over the D every time through the neutral zone. It's always a flip.
Like
and
Florida
chase.
or the Leafs.
That was against Florida.
Right.
It was the Leafs.
Tampa did
the Leafs were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the thing.
Tampa
like
did the same thing.
In the playoffs, you have to find ways to advance the puck, and if you can just get it closer to their net, then good things happen, right? Like you get it deep, then you drive the net.
Yeah.
Like
It's also a
you can't get the
puck
lanes, but
when those bounces happen, right? If you flip it like that and you can do it, if it drops right in that blue line, it's gonna bounce. It might like the one guy skating backwards, the other guy skating forwards. That's a 50-50.
chaos,
50-50.
right?
time you're going on a B-way.
They were getting it out. They were clearing the zone every time, but they weren't really creating chances off of it. That's well, I mean, the third period they were a little bit better that game. So for me, for that question, is something
hypothetical.
the hypothetical? Yeah, are they going to mix things up? They pretty much have to. Like, yes, they made it out of the first round, which is great, but
How quickly is that erased by like a flop in the second round?
if they just get swept, like definitely, even if they only win one game, still.
That's
like,
why I said the one game, because it's
yeah,
like it's
throw it
on the
in there.
fence, right?
Yeah. But it's like, yeah, I mean, I was like, this is a new team that we're coming. You know, the Leafs are coming back from deficits. They're closing out games, but then here, like they're down by 3, and the core 4 has done absolutely nothing. So yeah, you really need to mix it up. They have to find someone who can bring some grit. So they need a playoff player. I think Tavares is the easy option if they can find someone who wants him to take the contract. Like that's easy. That I think that's the one because he's the one who's aging out, right?
He's got the no trade, but that always gets
Yeah.
figured out somehow. I don't know how they do it. It's like no trade, but then yet they convinced him to get traded. I don't know how that works. But
Yeah.
fun fact, and I'm sure you guys heard this rolling around about there's only been 4 teams ever to come back from a 3-0 deficit to win the series.
Yeah.
There's actually only been 9 teams total that have even come back to tie it up in the NHL in 100 years.
To make it 3-3.
So it's like their odds of winning this series are like less than 3%. Like it's brutal.
So how you feeling? Are they going to do it?
I'm getting my golf clubs out. I'm going like twice a week golfing. I'm getting in the zone for the off season.
I'm about to grab the razor and first period I'll shave a little bit off, second period a little more, third the playoff beards all the way.
You're halfway to the barbecue by the time the game's over, just to get the summer rolling.
Yeah.
But I will say, Leafs have won 4 straight games. I think 15 times in the last.
Okay.
In the regular season.
Good stat.
And off a 3-game losing streak, we tend to go on streaks. So
okay.
And if you win one, it's just like if you win one, it's coming back to Toronto.
Yeah.
It's like, and then now it's 3-2. Like if you can win one, like if you win this one, which is like you have to win. Like there's no pressure on the Leafs anymore. All the pressure's on Florida to close this.
Right.
In my opinion, like the Leafs are out. Like everyone's like the Leafs are done. This is what Florida had to face in Boston, and it was like, okay, there's no pressure on the Leafs. Everyone thinks you're gonna lose now. Like you guys, pretty much the pressure was in game 3. Now it's like series over 3-0.
Right.
You go steal one in Florida. You bring it home 3-2. Now now Florida's going in feeling the pressure, losing 2 games. Now you win that, and it's like now you got a game 7 at home. So it's like I just think you need that one in Florida, and then you win at home, and then the series is anybody's because if you win at Florida again, and I think for me it's like Florida's not this crazy. If Bobrovsky's stepping up, like he's playing really well, but I haven't seen we're not getting.
They're not dominating the Leafs like Tampa did.
No.
It's like anyone's game. It's just
close.
that they're scoring more and taking the game to the Leafs' end more. Like they're making them make mistakes. Which and you can say that like Leafs aren't getting dominated, but at the end of the day, Florida's making them make more mistakes than the Leafs are making them make mistakes. So I guess
they're getting like some soft goals. Like the one Tavares slips up, the puck's behind the net.
Oh, that was in game.
And the player makes like that cheeky behind the back as he's going around, right? And I was like, what the heck just happened? It wasn't off of pressure or anything like that. And then they start the second period and they just skate in, shoot, score. Oh, okay, like Bobrovsky or Samson should have had that one type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Where it's
What
like
are your thoughts on our defense?
Yeah. Hall pivots to the inside all
Garbo. McCabe's been struggling, and Brody with him has been struggling as well. Hasn't been moving the puck well, fighting to get coverage, and just not great overall.
Basically, the key for the victory here, the Leafs need to keep the foot on the pedal. Like they come out flying every game. They come out, they score 1, they score 2, they take the early lead, and then they're just like, well, let's just dial it back.
Let's play our game and defend now. No, you just keep pumping it.
Keep pumping them.
Play like Edmonton, run the numbers up, and then just seal the deal in period 1.
They need to play some wide open hockey just to get Marner and Matthews scoring, right? And then once they get that taste, that first blood, then they'll just be flying out there. They need to get some goals from the big guys early, and then
I agree. I mean, like we can't play worse. Our top, like if we just get our guys like scoring, like if Pappy or the second line scores a goal, like this is a different. That's what I'm saying. So if they can just score like on tomorrow,
Yeah.
the whole series is like changed because now you got guys that are scoring. Like we're pretty much in the series in every game without our best guys scoring. So
Yeah.
it's like if they start scoring, it just seems to me it's like yeah, this isn't over. If Pappy gets going, Pappy gets a couple tomorrow night. Marner gets 4 assists.
Yeah.
Like next thing you know, and
Yeah.
you just like Bobrovsky's just been so nasty. Like
Yep.
and
And they've worked Panthers before in the regular season.
how about Wall coming in? Sammy got hurt. We didn't talk about
Yeah,
that.
how I was just about to, you got right into my head, Chippy. I was going to say, how we feeling about tending? That was my next hypothetical for the Leafs.
Okay, let's do it.
Was, so hypothetically, the Leafs win the next 3 games to force a game 7.
Oh gosh.
This is a more fun one for you, Chippy. Hypothetically, the Leafs battle back with Wall in net. Okay, and then Samsonov is A-okay to go for game 7.
No.
Oh, for game 7.
You're sticking with
You,
Hall?
Wall.
you go
With Wall, I
3
mean?
straight
Yeah.
No.
No. Yeah, you got to keep Wall in. I mean,
Yeah,
I guess
Sam-
it depends. Is it 7-5, 8-6 victories?
Okay, I'll be more detailed. The Leafs barely squeeze out a win in a 7-6 win in game 6, and Wall didn't look good.
Yeah.
But
that's
he did win 3 in a row.
yeah.
Do you go Murray at any point instead of Wall too? Like
Throw Matt Murray in
for the
there.
next game?
I'll
Like
throw-
I
I'll
doubt
throw
it.
Murray in tomorrow night.
No, there's no. He hasn't played since like March or maybe even April. I don't know.
Hey, next thing you know, he goes on this tear, man. Remember I said that? I swear I predicted like Murray's gonna end up being the reason why we win this.
Oh my
cup.
god! Imagine they put him in just because like screw it.
Yeah, and then he just stands on his head.
And then he's like, all of a sudden he's the Murray of the Stanley Cup winning
Right.
years.
that would be a great storyline.
Yeah.
Didn't they were like Kyle Dubas was like, you got to go dress, you got to get on the bench. Like after Samsonov got hurt, because we only had one.
Yeah, no emergency backup. I think they're allowed to bring Murray in the playoffs, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
If the Leafs get swept, did the first round victory even count?
It's worse. I think it's even worse.
It's worse. It's
worse.
They took a step backwards because
I actually think it's worse.
I think it's because like everyone feels like the sense of relief, and it's like, okay, they finally like killed their demons or whatever.
Yeah.
But then they immediately resurface and they just go back to like no killer instinct, and they don't know how to win games anymore in the
it's
playoffs.
weird.
It's so annoying.
Like that was the promise and the hope of getting out of the first round. It's like, oh yeah, it's a different squad, and like our guys show up in the playoffs. That was the biggest thing, is the core 4 just disappear in the playoffs. And it's like, no, look at Marner. He led the playoffs in points. He had like 11 points in the first round,
And he didn't even look that good. Like he led in points, but like he wasn't like, a lot of them weren't like beautiful plays like he normally does, you know?
yeah.
Like he wasn't standing out in that way.
right? Yeah, I agree with you on that one. But yeah, and then they all just disappear in the second round. So it's like, okay, never mind, same team.
They just
I
because
think it's worse.
it's because they had a bit more legs than Tampa, I think. So Tampa was playing possession really well in a tight game, and the Leafs were able to win some of those races. Whereas
And
Florida,
Tampa was injured.
Tampa's injured. They've played the most hockey out of any team in the past 3 years, right? Like they've
True.
they've went to the final like so many times, right?
And
So
we
they're
shouldn't have
tired.
won. We got dominated.
Yeah.
They stole some games.
But yeah, the Panthers are just taking the Leafs' slower players and exploiting them basically. And the Leafs need to increase their possession numbers, like getting the zone, but also they just need to win those puck battles. Like they're losing too many puck battles.
They're also the Panthers are really capitalizing on chances. Like the Leafs might have like 13 shots on goal, and the Panthers get 4, but they score on 1 of them. Or
Yeah,
2
it's
of them,
because
right?
it's
like,
because the Leafs get the puck on the boards, cough it up, then Florida gets it, moves it to the middle, takes a shot, and then all of a sudden it's a great scoring chance, and they just bury it. You know.
right? And
Montour is so dangerous that
He's
whenever that
crazy
guy's
good.
shooting the puck, I'm like, this like it's in the net. Like it just
Chippy's like
feels-
closing his eyes, like I don't want to
No,
look.
like he's jumping in like a forward. He's back. He
Oh, yeah.
hammers guys.
Yeah.
He's doing everything that Morgan Riley needs to do in this series. He did it last series, and now
Right.
where's Morgan Riley again? Like we need him again. Like he got like 4 goals last series. Like you need goals from our defensemen to
Yeah.
win games. That's just how any playoff team has at least one defenseman, like McCarr or Hedman or
Bouchard.
Offensive minded. Yeah.
Montour, yeah. Are those local bananas?
Yeah. Chippy's just munching on a banana. Did he just pick that from the tree? Or?
Yeah. Is that local?
right here.
Oh, look at that, eh? Maybe from the Palmus genus, Banananinus. While we're on the topic of the playoffs, this is just crazy. Vegas is up on Edmonton.
In the Western Conference, yeah.
And I'm talking both conferences here. Seattle is up on
Dallas.
Yeah. So what matchups are we going to have? Are we going to have Florida versus Hurricanes?
What a great one for the ratings that would be.
And Seattle versus Vegas?
It's so
That one would be fun. But I think Edmonton's gonna, like, they had a dull game last night. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah.
But I think they're gonna bounce back, and Draisaitl again is gonna come through with like a huge game, and Edmonton's gonna advance, and it's gonna be Seattle versus Edmonton, basically bland versus all firepower, like just committee versus firepower.
But Seattle, like, they bring it. They're scoring 7 or 8 goals in games. Like,
I'm not saying
nuts,
that they're not going to have a good chance against Edmonton. I'm just saying I think that's going to be the next matchup.
Oh, man, they're under. I don't know. They're underappreciated. I think. Like they're.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I overlooked them. I didn't
They're
watch
underrated. Underrated.
They're like
they're doing a Vegas first year in the league type run
That's what I'm
where they
saying.
went to the Cup final or something. Didn't Vegas go to the Cup final in the first year?
Yeah.
That's
pretty sure,
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Seattle is their sophomore year, so it's like their first year. It's like, okay, yeah, they're all right, and they're just like, oh no, guys, by the way, we can play hockey.
Yeah. Our coach
Can
figured
we
out how
get rid
to
of Toronto and then make a new team and take everyone's friggin' players from because they just take everyone's best players.
Well,
they-
I don't know. It's like they don't have any best, but they have like a whole bunch of playoff guys. You know how like each team has that one guy who's like he's going to step up and get those clutch goals in the playoffs. They've got like 6 guys like that. Where in the regular season they're just kind of like whatever. You know, they're good, hardworking guys. Love to play hockey. You know, love the game.
Mm-hmm.
But in the playoffs they step up. So you got like Yanni Gord. Like he makes things work out there, right?
He's nasty.
They've got like just Bjorkstrand and like these guys who, on their own, there'll be that one guy who gets 1 or 2 good goals in the playoffs that the team really needs. Well, they've got 8 of them.
So this is kind of funny because it leads me into my last hypothetical.
Okay.
I had a bunch prepared. I wasn't going to ask this one, but it makes sense to me now.
Okay.
So hypothetically,
Yep.
the Leafs are known for not having that killer instinct I was talking about. They just don't know how to win in the playoffs. If you could, would you trade the entire Leafs roster for the entire Boston roster?
Gross.
And do you think that it would make a difference? Do you think that all of a sudden the Leafs players would win in Boston and the Boston ones would lose just because it's Toronto? Or do you think it's actually the player composition, or is it just the Toronto curse? You know, like what,
okay, Chip. Okay.
Chippy wants to answer.
Yeah. Go ahead, class.
I had this conversation with my buddy yesterday. Like, I think you trade Marner to any other team and they make the playoff. You trade him to Carolina.
Yeah.
This guy tears it up. Matthews goes to anywhere else. It's like they become unstoppable.
Yeah.
I think it's Toronto, man. I think it's hard to play here.
Uh-huh.
I think it's our organization. It's just not a winning.
So much pent up pressure. Like,
yeah.
And they can feel it. Yeah.
Bro.
Uh-huh.
Since 1967, we have won. When you're not with a winning organization, you're not around winning culture, winning fan base. Like when you're not around that, it's like it's hard to believe. How do you believe when no one's done it since 1967? Whereas you go to Boston, every one of their teams is winning. It's just a winning organization. When you're around winners, you win, and when you're around losers, you lose. Like, I think it's just you need to I don't know what the Leafs need to do, but wow, I can't believe that this core 4 in the last 6-7 years hasn't been able to at least get to
anything.
at least get to a conference final, or like it's unbelievable to me, to be honest. Like, but I do think you trade any of these players to any other team, like with Nylander on Carolina Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
light it up, man. You put him in
But like
less pressure. He's just playing more loose, and you know things start happening.
Okay, so I'll open up the hypothetical question a little bit more.
Yep.
Would you trade, and there's no like single player that would tear it up. Would you trade the entire of the Leafs roster and prospect system for any other team in the NHL system? Like just the players, not the coaches or the GMs or anything like that.
I mean, Colorado, maybe.
Ottawa.
Wait, we're trading all the current players,
All
and
the current
prospects?
players and the prospects, like basically the entire system of players.
I mean, I like McKinnon, I like McCarr, I like Bo Byram. Like Colorado's got a pretty solid team. They got put out, but maybe but then maybe I just be.
Or do you go with like one of the developing teams that has a lot of young talent and just like accept that it's going to be a few years?
Carolina, maybe. Like Carolina has.
Well, they're hot now. I was thinking more like Detroit or Ottawa or
Ottawa.
Yeah.
I like
Ottawa?
Ottawa, dude.
Yeah.
I think Ottawa's gonna be a problem, man. I think that this Kachuk brothers, man.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a different, it's a different beast. It's a different. They've grown up in a different place.
they're
man.
animals.
Like,
Yeah.
they playoff game. They'll fight. Like
Mhm.
they'll fight you. They will like Kachuk is not afraid of anyone on the Leafs. Like Kachuk will fight Giordano. Kachuk will fight literally anyone, and
You'll
he's
fight
their
the old
captain.
man. Yeah.
He's a beast, man. Like,
yeah.
So going back to the playoffs, do you guys see like Vegas versus Seattle and Florida versus the Hurricanes as like the next matchups? Because it's possible. Like
Florida versus Hurricanes, 100%. I see that,
yeah,
and it's like no one, not really anyone's gonna care.
that's what I'm saying. Like, are the ratings going to go down if this is the final matchup?
Well,
Because
100% they'll go down.
all like Vegas is an expansion team, Seattle's an expansion team, Hurricanes is kind of off market.
This is so NHL. I don't know why the NHL wants parity. Like, why do they want the most big market teams to always get out in the first round? It makes zero sense to me.
That's actually a really good point. Yeah, like
for marketing and dollars, and like, why not have the best teams play like the MLB? You know, like the Yankees are in the freaking final every year.
I mean, the best teams are the best teams. Are the ones that keep moving on and winning games.
Yeah.
Technically,
This is a conversation for an off-season thing, but it's like so frustrating every year when there's like 3 upsets and then you're watching teams that no one cares about go to the conference finals. Is like,
I know. It's like honestly, I haven't even watched that Seattle. I had to watch a little bit the other night. I'm like, this is like insane to me. Like, sorry, I'm not a Seattle fan. Like, I guess like if you're just not a fan of the team, it's tough to watch. Like, I just have no like.
I try
Dallas
and watch just so that I'm like, because I like watching hockey and I like to seeing the different strategies that teams have and kind of predict in my mind who's going to do well against the next team based on how they play.
right?
But aside from that, I'm like, I'm not watching a single regular season game from these teams, and the hype around like Leafs or even like Boston,
Yeah.
or like an original 6 team going to the final, it's so much better than any of the other teams. It's just how it is.
Like the Seattle Dallas series. I'm sorry if you're a Seattle or Dallas fan, but like, man, really?
Yawn.
Like, there's been no content from those two. I don't even know who's on their teams, man. Like, it's like,
Yeah.
there's no like. I just like I don't. It's just tough. It's tough.
I
But
think
love
we're not giving Seattle enough credit here. And
No.
I mean, Dallas has some exciting players. It's. I mean, these are high scoring
You can.
games.
I'm not saying you can play good hockey.
Yeah.
I'm just. It doesn't mean that anyone cares about it.
Right. Yeah. So, well, that's the thing. I guess they're trying to grow their fan base. Okay. So if this is the matchup, is Seattle going to get new fans like playing in on the big stage, on a bigger stage?
Seattle has a sick jersey.
They do. I love the Kraken. I like the
Yeah.
name. It's cool.
It's just they don't have like one player or a couple
No.
players that they can like market.
Yeah. No star power.
And also Seattle, it's like it's great for the city, but it's like, yeah, if you're local in Seattle, you'll be a fan. But if you're not, then it's like you don't really care. And it takes time to become a staple in like where people want to see you succeed a lot.
Yeah.
It's like everyone says, yeah, I want to see Seattle do good, but then it's like, but if you miss half of the Stanley Cup Finals and you just watch the last game because it's an elimination game or something, it's like, are you really a fan? Or are you just watching because you're like, yeah, I'm supporting the team that shouldn't have been here?
I'm surprised with Vegas because it's like it seems like they really got to go. Like their fans are better than like Leafs fans suck, man.
Yeah.
We
I
are
agree.
terrible.
I agree.
That's why we lose. Like our Leafs fans, it's all like that's what they're saying. It's like you go to a Leafs game and it's like all corporates that are just there's no energy. There's no like Vegas. You go to these, they're doing like the Knights are coming out on the ice. It's like this is.
I've watched a few of the pregame things. It's like it's a ritual. It's like such a it's a show, right? Like it's Vegas.
It's a show.
Yeah.
Why the Leafs are not doing that? You have like you're selling out every game.
Yeah, I know.
You could put on an experience. You could do a concert.
They do
before
the
game.
same thing every game, whether it's playoffs or not.
Here's the thing about Leafs fans. So I went to Game 3, and
Oh yeah, how
or was
about
Game
that?
2. Game 2. I went to Game 2. It was in Toronto. Yeah.
Yeah, game 2. You didn't go to game 3 yet.
We choked that game.
And yeah, well, every game. So the thing about Leafs fans, and I've been to regular season games, it is so quiet in that barn. It's like, I don't know, it's boring to watch live games in the regular season unless it's a good, exciting game. Like people, the fans expect so much. So if things are down, Leafs aren't, playing well, it's just like a snore fest in the stadium. Other arenas, they keep it going. They try to rally. Like the fans, they take part in the game and they want to bring it back.
And they have like chants that they all know.
Exactly.
And it's like,
So it is louder. It was, the barn was loud in a playoff game, but I was expecting more. And the thing is, the Leafs scored early. The fans are going nuts. They love it. But right when Panthers score, it's just like a church in there, quiet as a church.
right.
Right?
The anxiety is just felt in the whole building.
And then the Leafs are down by one. Are the fans all chanting, "Go Leafs, go," trying to fire them up, get them going? No. They're waiting until the Leafs do something before they...
It's reaction versus like
That's
proactive.
kind of how it is for the crowd. Like, it's tough to... I think that's what... It's like, we are just so fed up with this team that it's like...
That's what it is.
It's so like, are you kidding me, man? Like, and you're watching the game and it's like, I don't want to cheer after we just got bingoed on. Now you got this false sense of cheer when you're actually pissed off.
I wonder if it is a sense of because Leafs fans are so sick of it, and like we have such high expectations because like if you don't achieve them, then it's just a failure. Versus some of the U.S. market teams where it's like hockey's the 5th most popular sport, and they're just going to have a good time and drink and like cheer on their team, and they're going with their friends, and it's like it's a party, and you just happen to be at a hockey rink, so everyone's chanting and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I would just love to see the crowd get behind the team when they're down, and then have that like push, and then the Leafs score, and then the barn erupts type of thing, right?
Leafs should just play games out east. Where like
that's true, eh? Yeah,
everyone out east like play like where the World Juniors played or whatever, and like everyone would just go nuts, right? Like the atmosphere would be insane, and the Leafs would play good.
The fishermen,
they should just switch over there.
Yeah, they know how to cheer. Yeah, what's up, Chippy? Nice class.
Yeah, like I love that. And my like, dude, like if the Leafs, like if we come back and like Leafs need to make it like a free game. Like Leafs need to make it free for the actual fans to get in there. Like do something completely different. Like
never.
We shouldn't even have this game. You're, like just make it so it's like do something. Like I feel like that's what
I like that idea. Yeah, that's cool.
Like make it free. Like you guys, haven't won a freaking cup since 1967. Games. If this next game comes home and there's a game it wasn't even supposed to happen, we're supposed to get swept. If you come home, make it free and put real fans in there and you see what happens. Because if this works, the energy it's the energy in the building. Like if we haven't won a home game in the playoffs yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
Or maybe we won one. Like
we won one, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Make it like invite only. Right, you just go into the crowd out in the streets and you give out like tickets to all the biggest fans, the loudest fans. They're
imagine
crazy,
that.
right?
Imagine that energy though. Like you're telling me, like the Leafs wouldn't feel that. Like these are the actual fans. These are the ones that are painting their face, that are not wearing suit and ties. Like
or just if you buy even if you just bought tickets because it sells out, right? Just swap the upper bowl with the lower bowl.
Yeah. So that's the thing. When I was at the game, I was lower bowl.
Yeah.
In the top right, so up and to the right of where I was sitting. Like every 5 minutes, a "Go Leafs Go" chant started.
Yeah.
It carried down a little bit across and then fizzled out. It did not spread to the whole arena. And I'm down here in the lower bowl trying to, like, I hear it starting up. "Go Leafs, go."
Yeah.
"Go Leafs, go." And I've got like 15 people around me just sitting with their hands in their lap watching. And it's not all corporate people, but it's like, an old guy and his like, geriatric wife is there. And she's not going nuts, right?
Yeah.
And
when it's $1,500 for a pair or $2,000 for a pair, you don't have the real fans in there.
No.
You know what I mean? It's like
there's 4 guys sitting in front of me, and they didn't have a single bit of Leafs apparel, not a hat, not a jersey, not a shirt.
Crazy.
They were just there.
Perfect for your video.
Oh yeah, I know. They were like in their Patagonia jackets. Eh? Just had their Patagonia jackets zipped up, and they didn't make a peep. Did not make a peep the whole game.
Yeah, they just got to swap the upper and lower bowl. And then, like just for one game, it's like, okay, yeah, you have season tickets, cool, but you're gonna sit up in the rafters for now.
Do not sell a single ticket in the lower bowl. take all those tickets, walk out to the street, and just hand them out to guys with face paint.
It would actually be the
flags.
greatest marketing play, probably. Like, it would make the Leafs so much more likable.
They
It would go
need to do it.
viral on freaking socials.
Yeah.
It would actually promote the game better.
Yeah.
Like, it would. You might be losing some money for one game, but like
Who
the
cares?
social proof,
MLSC should hire us.
We need to be in charge of the Leafs marketing team.
Yeah.
bro.
right
Because
now.
everyone, you just be like, hey, everyone make TikToks and say you got in for free, and now you got whatever 15,000 people making TikToks. We got in for free. Like,
Yeah.
this is awesome. Like,
And they'll be
what?
hyped to cheer, right? Like it'll bring the energy immediately. Yeah, I love the idea.
Yeah.
So
Bro.
let's pitch that to Shanahan and all of them, and next
Guys,
year we can implement it.
Let's pool together all our money. We will buy every ticket in the lower bowl for $936,000.
We should start this for next year. Like, start a fund.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd
we're
be
gonna buy
hilarious.
all the lower bowl tickets. Everyone pitch. Like, that would
The problem is
Dude,
they're
that would
already all sold at the
Yeah,
beginning of the
they're
year,
gone.
right?
They're
Like it's all
gone.
do
season
like a
corporate
Mr.
tickets.
Mr. Beast video. Like, get Mr.
Yeah.
Beast behind this idea.
Oh,
Pitch it
there
to
we
Mr.
go.
Beast.
Or we just make it so that for one game we basically knock off all of the corporate people that have season tickets to give their tickets away for one game.
We jump them in the streets and take them.
Yeah.
All right. So
Next topic.
if the Leafs win the next 4, they for sure would be cup bound.
Yes.
Yes.
And I heard there's a hot new single that dropped the other day
Huge.
called
Huge.
Cup Bound.
Do you want us to play it?
You can play it.
Oh yeah, let's put it on.
Here, I'll
Let's play it, baby.
Just fast forward to the best
And
part.
then I can tell you that I could tell you the story about behind it.
yeah. I'll see if I can
Cup Bound.
play it and
Cup
turn it down so people can
Bound.
talk. too.
Cup Bound.
Yeah, you don't have to play the whole thing.
How long did it take you to write the
I'm
lyrics
gonna
for this?
challenge you.
Okay.
Bro, like it just flowed. Honestly, it didn't take long at all. Like,
No.
it's not the most lyrical track, but my brother Oliver Joseph, he put a lot of work in. Like,
Oh,
he,
yeah.
he-
Wait,
I
did he
sent him-
ghostwrite for you? Did he ghostwrite your tracks?
It's a bop.
I sent him the idea. It was Sunday night. I was out on the deck with my dad, and I was like, "Yo, we need to make a Cup Bound track." And then I literally hit him. I hit him with a voice mount. Hour later, he hits me back with the hook,
That's
and he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna try writing a verse." And then
Yep.
so we wrote part of the verse in the studio.
done. Beauty.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, we got a studio right here. We could record our own sick beats.
That's
and-
what I'm saying. Like, we could get some crazy tracks going, man.
I went on GPT. I asked GPT to write me a hockey rap song, but in the style of Eminem, like early Eminem. No, it's just like, you've got the puck. You need to have good luck. You skate down the ice. To score would be nice. I'm
Oh my
like,
gosh.
this is like a third grader wrote this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I specifically put in the style of early Eminem, and then I put like with complicated rhyme schemes and rhyming structures. Like, do it again, but with this, and this. Comes back. It's like the exact same thing. Like, it's just the end of each line rhymes. I was like, okay, you're not getting it, Chat.
It's gonna get better though, dude. It's
Oh
gonna,
yeah,
like,
no. There are ways to use it. I was just like curious to see how clever it could be.
I'd be lying if I said I didn't do the same on that track.
All
Well,
right.
it's just a curiosity to inspire some creativity, right? We got the track up.
I'm gonna play it now. We'll just let it breathe. If whoever's listening, you can
I know every word. I know every word.
listen to the whole thing in its entirety, or skip through and say it was great. Oh, I hit play.
Well, let's play like 30 seconds. If
Yeah.
people want to watch the whole thing, they can
Yeah.
go find it.
I don't know what's going on here. I have it queued up. You can see it on the screen.
Let's just get a live performance.
Add it to your playlist, baby. If you're listening, go add it to the playlist and go share it with every one of your friends.
Computer says no.
I tried to play a YouTube video and it wouldn't play.
Computer says no.
I'll try it again here.
What's the next track then? Is this like part of an album?
I got a style. We made a style and flow track too. We actually made that one first.
We're playing it now.
Here we go.
We'll have to fast forward to Chippy's part.
I can't hear it. I can't even hear it.
No? We got
Let
it.
me tell you what's up now. Face up, put the fuck down. Yeah, the city getting shut down. Everybody yelling cup down. Getting closer to the trophy. Back in business feeling nosy. Motivated, never lofty. Time to hustle, not get cozy. Cup down. Cup down.
This is Chippy's part.
Cup
Yeah.
down.
Chippy can't hear it. but-
Everybody feel a bounce. Cup down. Cup down. Cup
We the best
Down.
music.
Everybody feel the bounce. He's got the
Producer
moves, the style, and the flow. Watch him score the goal, let the crowd go. The Leafs are cup bound, they're on a roll. Watch out, NHL about to take control.
Beauty.
Got a little taste of that.
Yeah, a little taste.
It's unreal. I like your part, Chippy. You were flowing. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I sounded pretty decent on there, to be honest.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
for sure.
Benny did a
And-
good job producing that for you.
Yeah.
You and Oliver.
yeah, so it was yeah, so I got the concept on Sunday. It's like, boom, we need a cup bound track. The Leafs need it. And this was before the playoffs started. This was before game 1. And
Right.
then obviously, so we made the track, we lose game 1.
Hmm.
And then game 2 was Wednesday. So like the whole time we're like, hey, we got to get this mix mastered. We got to get this out like quick because
Mhm.
obviously like playoff, like you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it was like Tuesday. We got in the studio Monday night, and then it was Tuesday. We recorded it. Tuesday we recorded again. We brought the studio to my crib, and then Wednesday it got like mixed mastered. We added a whole bunch of things to it, and then we went down 2-0. We were watching the
Mhm.
game on Wednesday. We're like,
This is bad for
Damn,
marketing.
I think it was Wednesday. I forget when the game was, but it was like, man. And then it was like, hey, Cups, the song is because the track's not out yet. Like we got to release the track.
Yeah.
And then we were hoping the Leafs would get it done on game 3.
To make it a battle. Yeah.
With the track get out. But now, like if the Leafs come back, the track goes crazy.
It's an anthem.
Yes.
It's an anthem.
Track, like,
Yeah.
It's a gamble. It's like you're like making a gamble on the Leafs pretty much. It's like this song, if the Leafs do well, it's gonna. I mean, you always have next year, I guess. But,
Yeah, no.
No,
but it won't be
now
the same guys.
Now what I've discovered, it's a sound, bro.
Yeah.
So I posted a couple TikToks yesterday, like the Bedard, every Chicago fan.
I saw that
now
one.
Yeah. Smart.
Cup bound. Like
Smart.
it's just gonna become like a
Yeah.
anytime anyone's cup bound, like
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
Anaheim Ducks once they got Adam Fantilli, Zegras, and McTavish on the same line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's like
The anthem part of it will work well. The only part that doesn't work well is like the Leaf specific stuff, but that's not going to be used as a sound. It'll just be the cut bound part.
TikTok uses 10 seconds from a song anyway, so it doesn't matter. You got yourself an anthem. It's going to be
you
used.
got yourself a marketing. The marketing man is what you got yourself.
It's going to be used against you, eh? When you see like Florida hoisting the cup with your track, cup bound.
Every angle, baby. We
Maple
got
Leafs.
we're playing every angle.
Exactly.
Edmonton Oilers right now. Once we win the series, cup bound. It's
Yeah.
just.
Yeah.
We're playing every side. We can't lose out here
Exactly.
because we covered every angle.
Exactly.
We covered every angle.
Playing against
People
the
are like,
house.
"Oh,
Yeah.
cup bound track is
Not
Holy
putting the
cow.
Leafs in the chorus. That's the key right there. Right now,
Exactly.
the only cup that the Leafs are bound for is on a putting green embedded into the grass there.
Ooh, we need a.
But yeah, that was
15-yard
pretty.
putt. I'm cup bound.
15-yard.
15-yard.
That's off the green, man.
No, not those big long greens that they go to. They go to like those fancy courses. They got big greens.
120 into the
45
wind,
foot,
Pappy.
45 foot putt. You never drained a 50-footer? Hey, 45-foot putt. I drain those one hand. I
Okay.
do 100 of them in a row before I start my round. That's my pregame routine.
Yeah. Jeremy says golf's an easy sport.
It is. You just have to practice. It's simple. You just get. You work
Sure.
it out.
Buddy, let's get a little sandbagger going. A little sandbagger classic with Buck Daddies.
Yeah,
We'll see.
we got to do.
I
it.
haven't honestly. I haven't swung a club in like. I actually have to get to the range so bad. Like it's my swing.
I'm going golfing tonight if you want to come, but you said you're busy. You're
I
in
can't
Jamaica
tonight.
or something, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Portugal.
first of all, I'm in Costa Rica.
Costa Rica, yeah.
Second of all, no, it's my buddy's birthday today, so
Oh, nice.
Wow, you flew all the way to Costa Rica. That's nice. Sweet.
yeah.
I was gonna say to the islands, but it's not an island. It's an isthmus.
All right, what next?
But
Let's talk Bedard. Hey, the big old NHL draft lottery.
Mhm.
It,
He's a Blackhawk. Jeremy might have predicted it.
I called it. I early on in like maybe the 5th, 6th. I don't know, one of the early podcasts. I just said I got a feeling he's gonna go, and this was like midway through
I
the
remember,
regular season, right?
Yeah.
I was like, I got a feeling he's going to Chicago. Like, and Chicago just like they dismantled their whole team. They got rid of DeBrincat, got like Kane. They're like, yeah, don't even try. Taves, we're gonna get like you're injured, eh? You're on LTIR. Like, just no, I'm fine,
You
guys.
can't
I want to
play.
play. No, you don't really want to. Like,
Your boo boo hurts,
yeah,
right?
yeah. You got a sprained ankle and a hangnail on your big toe. Like Taves, you're out. Yeah, they just got rid of all like their star power. Anyone who had hope of bringing anything to the team, they got rid of, uh, and it worked. I mean, they ended up third worst,
They
but
improved their odds, and then
yeah,
everyone thought that they ruined it because they were the lowest one. Then they went and won like 2 games and became like the third.
right.
Yeah.
So it worked out for them anyway. So, but this is how it always works. It's like there's only 3 teams that can have star players, right? So you've got Edmonton, they've got Gretzky, right? The great one, and then they have their fun. They trade him away. Like, I don't know why they ever got rid of Gretzky, but whatever. They had their cup runs there, and then years later, next huge like generational talent, not even generation, like decade,
Yes.
not decade, sorry. Like an entire 100 years, a century player.
Yeah.
He's a century player, McDavid, right? Who does he go to? Toronto? No. Any of these like, lower market teams? No, he goes to Edmonton, who already had Gretzky, and then they get McDavid. Like the 2 greatest players ever to play, basically.
Yeah.
Right? Except for Lemieux, right? Plays for Pittsburgh. Lemieux,
And then Crosby.
and then who do they get? They get Crosby.
It happens in
Crosby.
pairs, yeah.
Right? And then and then Chicago, they've had some great players. They had Bobby Hall, right? And they've had Roenick, and they've had some really good star power, like high score. Patrick Kane, Taves,
Dynasty.
right? They've had dynasty, players. And then who do they get? Bedard.
Yeah.
It's like only 3 teams can have the best players.
I mean,
I
at
feel
least
like
their
all
original
of them
6
like
teams.
Maybe Detroit. Detroit is going to get the next guy. Eh? Like 5-10 years from now, Detroit will get some crazy good player because they have like Stevie Y, Brendan Shanahan.
That's true. Yeah, the Detroit Red Wings will be just finding their stride with all their young players, and then they'll have one last year where they don't do well, they win the draft, and then they add like a generational talent to it.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
But how do you guys feel about Bedard being on the Blackhawks?
I didn't want to see it happen, just because I feel like the Blackhawks as an organization have a bit more goodwill that should have been done before they got rewarded with something like this.
Yeah.
But I guess when there is no bias in the lottery,
Yeah. In the air quotes.
Which is absolute, like, they have complete control. It's a private, like, they have complete control of where that goes. Like,
Well-
you're not fooling us, NHL. You're not fooling us. You have complete, if you have complete control of what that lottery does and who gets, like,
well, the thing is, did you see the live broadcast? Jeremy pointed it out in our chat.
yeah, they
That
said
the guy gave away that the Columbus dropped to third
Yeah, before it was revealed.
actually, and it's like, okay, yeah, I guess they could have they did the draw beforehand, but it's like if they did the draw beforehand and it's not live, who's to say they didn't rig it?
Exactly.
but like if you're Gary Bettman and this is $1 billion company and
Yeah.
this player has the wave to make it like select where this player goes, the best play. This player is going to move tickets. You know what I mean?
They already
Like,
sold out season
They're
tickets.
sold
or
out. They're
something.
sold out.
Uh-huh.
they're so exactly.
effect.
So it's like they know what they're doing. You're not fooling me. You're not fooling Coach Chip. You're not absolutely not fooling me. Nice try though. You're
It's
not
great
fooling
how you
this.
put the NHL on the pedestal of like this $1 billion thing. If you watch the actual like lottery happening, because they release like, oh no, guys, it's real. It's not rigged. This is like, here, you watch it for yourself. It's Bettman.
Pre-recorded.
It's Bettman in this tiny little like back office. Like it's like a pretty much the size of what we've got right here, but looking like they just like kind of spiced up. Hey, let's put a TV screen here.
He's got 6
Right.
different pits that he picks the balls from, and all of them are one team. The next one's a different
Well,
team.
and he's got his little like ball machine here, and it's just some guy pushing buttons. He's like, okay, guys. And he starts the video off. It's on the NHL YouTube, right? He's like, okay, guys. So it's May 9th. It's 3:57 p.m. And just to prove that it's May 9th, we have the New York Times, the newspaper. You can see right there, May 9th. We also have the Wall Street Journal, and
we
he's
definitely
holding up.
we need to do a parody of that.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
He's
basically
holding
just-
up newspapers like, oh, well, there it is right there. There's no way this could be falsified in any sort. He's got the newspaper.
But it doesn't mean that the mechanism they're doing it isn't
I know.
falsified.
It feels like a 1970s, like, well, what's the best way we can do this, guys? Like, get him to hold up a newspaper. That'll satisfy everyone.
They're trying to trick us, and you can't. Like, nice try, but like you know exactly where that player's going. You're just there's no way. Like there's just
But
when you
there
get
is an
there-
argument to be made, though, that if they did have their hand in it, then Bettman would have wanted Bedard to go to Arizona.
Yeah, not Arizona though. I mean, like they want to sell jerseys, they want to sell tickets. Chicago is a storied franchise. I think that
It makes more sense because they
Yeah.
make more money in Chicago than Arizona, even with a great player. like
Happy's
Bedard.
going to Arizona.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Don't even get me started. I don't want to see that.
So, okay, I got some more questions about Bedard going to Chicago, and I do love the feel of him on that team. I do want to see some like more, I guess, goodwill to be done in their community and about everything that happened. I would like to see that more. Like it
Kyle
feels,
Beach.
yeah, it still feels like an open wound.
Yeah.
Right? I think that it's not really resolved yet, so I would like to see that. And I think Bedard is a great guy. He's like we've had him on the podcast, super humble, super like his response. Like I don't want to talk about me, I want to talk about the team.
Mhm.
Like he seems like the right guy to be there to hopefully
Hold them accountable, maybe.
yeah, hold them accountable and
Lead by
give them a bit of a
example.
North Star. Yeah, be a
Yeah.
good leader in that situation.
Even though he's so young, over
He
the
is, yeah.
years, he could be like he'll have just like McDavid, right? He'll have sway in the organization. So if they're not doing anything, if they're doing anything that's not up
Does he
to, up
get
to
to
snuff,
see?
I think
Does he get to see first
100% he will.
yeah. Okay, so
Not I don't know if first year, but
Not
maybe
first year.
halfway through the season if he's playing really
Yeah,
good.
like halfway through the season, if he's over a point per game, lighting it up, I think
Yeah.
you give him a C.
yeah, you
Yeah.
chuck
That's
a
a
C at him. Make it a whole like production too, eh?
Yes.
So there's my questions. So Bedard's in Chicago, unless they take Fantilli first overall, and Bedard drops to second, right, or third or fourth.
I guess it's possible, but unlikely.
Okay, is Kane coming back to Chicago for a victory lap with Bedard?
No,
Okay,
he already said in the media, he's like
they're rebuilding.
they're rebuilding. Like he's like, I'm out of here. He's going to another. He's gonna go another cup. He's bouncing. Kane's gonna bounce to another
Yeah,
team every.
He's searching. Hey, he's on the hunt like Hossa did. Hey, Hossa just went from team to team to team.
Yeah,
trying to
he'll
win
have
cups.
like a couple more years where can be somewhat effective and he'll
Leafs.
bounce around.
He's coming to Leafs, eh?
No.
For Tavares.
He's too. He didn't make a difference at all in that series.
Yeah, but for $1 million whatever.
Yeah, I
$1 million
guess.
bucks or something, team
How
friendly.
old is he?
I don't think he would take that though.
No, I don't think he would.
Yeah.
I don't know how
Well-
old he is, but yeah, he's up there with sort of Tavares age, I think.
He'll go to Boston.
Oh, deadly. Okay, next question. Does Bedard stay in Chicago? He's technically there for 3 years. Like he's going to sign to his ELC. That puts him there for 3 years, and then it gives him a chance to re-sign or to.
I think with a player like Bedard and the amount of cap space and money that Chicago has, there's no chance that they let him go. Like they're going to sign him for whatever he wants.
Right, but he could move somewhere else if he doesn't want to play in Chicago. He can
Yeah.
move after the 3, right?
I
That's what I'm saying.
just think that when it comes down to it, it's business, right? And Bedard and his agent, it's going to come down to, okay, who's going to like, where can I get the most? And whoever is going to give him the most is going to be Chicago because they're like, we can't lose him.
Yeah, but,
you know?
but 3 years is up. Maybe Vancouver's like, by the way, we've been making some space over here for you, bud. You want to come play for your hometown team?
It's
right?
it's possible, but after playing for 3 years with the team, I feel like
That's it.
I'd say it's like 90% chance that he stays in Chicago, 10% chance that someone manages to convince him to leave, but I doubt it.
They got to make some moves and get some players around them. Like I don't
Oh,
like.
yeah.
Yeah,
It was the
he'd be an
last
RFA as well, so right? Like,
Yeah.
So they control his like rights. Like if another team like were to offer sheet him or whatever it's called, then like they can match it before he has to go.
Right.
Like he can't just be traded without
Yeah.
like they have control over him.
Well, I'm just saying, basically, the 3 years is the time like where there's a chance he could move, like if he wants to, right?
I don't think
wanted
so.
to
I think
do
that
on
because he's an
Columbus,
RFA.
though.
Yeah, but then an RFA, like if he doesn't agree to the
Get offer
terms,
sheeted.
he can move.
No, he can get offer sheet and accept it, but then Chicago has an opportunity to match it and keep him.
Oh, okay.
So if another team's like we're going to offer you 7 years at 10 mil,
Yeah.
then Chicago can be like, okay, we'll match that.
Yeah, but
He
I don't
might
think he
just be
doesn't
like-
have to take it though.
He might just be like, I don't want to stay here. Like if they were like he doesn't want to be here and he wants
Yeah.
to go somewhere else,
Yeah.
and like I'm
But I'm pretty sure RFA literally means that
It's a restricted free
That's-
agent, but then I think after there's like that it just gives the period or the team a period to negotiate without any other team interrupting, and then if that
that's before players go to UFA.
yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure how it goes.
But he's an RFA. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it means that Chicago gets to sign him if they want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I guess Bedard could say no, I won't sign, but then that means they could say, okay, you won't play then. Like he's not allowed to sign with another team without Chicago offering him. And he's an RFA, so he has to sign if Chicago.
Interesting. Okay, we'll look into
offers
more of
him.
this.
Yeah.
It's 3 years from now. But I was just
Well,
saying, like,
I would have rather have seen him on Columbus playing with Goudreau or on Anaheim, to be honest. Like, I don't want to see him on Chicago at all, to be honest.
I was trying to picture it, and I just could not picture him on Anaheim. I couldn't picture.
I could picture him Anaheim, but not Columbus. The thought didn't even cross my mind. I said that yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like,
Columbus just seemed like I don't know.
I kind of thought that they were close to
Columbus.
making the playoffs and that they weren't even a high chance, but I was like, oh, way wrong.
Okay, next Bedard question: does he play the first game? Is he put right in the lineup?
Well,
Yeah.
Chicago has no players, so yeah.
They're throwing him in there.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see him playing like one preseason game
Yep.
and then sitting out until the first game. Like he's that good that I don't even think they'd want to play him preseason that much. Like just play him one game, get him up
Interesting.
to speed.
Because there's the
And-
talks of he's not big enough, like he's not ready. But he's been going to these biosteel camps. He's been playing with Crosby.
Doesn't matter. He's got such good edge work. Like
Yeah, he's also like 180 pounds. Like, he's solid. It's not like he's like one of these small guys like Marner came in the league like 150, 155.
yeah, Marner was like 160 soaking wet. Like
So-
yeah.
Going back to what you said about like once he's played 3 years, he's been in Chicago. He's kind of gotten like friends. He's got established. He's put down some roots, right?
Mhm.
That really does make a big difference because I remember when McDavid had a chance to go somewhere else, right? Like, oh, his contract's up. What's going to happen? And I'm like, what? Get out of that sinkhole of a city.
Right.
Like Edmonton had just like pissed away so many good, talented players. They had like so many high draft picks, and they just did absolutely nothing year after year. The only thing they did was get more top 5 draft picks and then waste them away and trade them away. None of their, even like they had some like lower draft players that showed some really good promise, and just nothing happened of them. So it's like
Until they just kept losing until they got McDavid and Draisaitl.
I know, but even then, like they were struggling, right? And it's like the guys, like because they had Taylor Hall
Yeah,
and
it was
Eberle and
doom and
Nugent
gloom for,
Hopkins.
like-
It was so bad.
Yakupov.
Yeah, Yakupov was
Pretty
like-
much up until like last year, and even in the playoffs, people were still doom and gloom in Edmonton.
Yeah, but so I'm like, man, like so it was a few years back. I'm like, McDavid, get out now. Like find a better team, better management, like a better system to play under, and he stayed. I was like, why would you stay there? Like, what is there? But it's one of those things where you just like you get to know the city, you get to know the people. You've got a house, you got your friends, you know the guys in the
It's
team.
more work to move than it is.
It is. It's more work, right?
Yeah.
So it's just more friction. So I think you're right. I think he's probably gonna put down his roots in Chicago and then end up staying there.
I want to look up the RFA rules because I maybe I'm thinking of something else. But-
You probably know more than I do because you listen to more hockey, like
Yeah.
NHL
Related
podcasts.
stuff and
Yeah, so you
articles
probably know
and
more,
stuff.
but
I could be wrong. I feel like there's something there where it's like it's very unlikely that Chicago would lose him because
I won't talk any further because someone who's
Yeah.
probably listening that knows the answer is like, Jeremy, you idiot.
maybe it's like they're able to offer him more than other teams are, so then it doesn't make sense financially for him to leave.
Yeah, I always thought just restricted means that.
Marner, we were like, he's gonna get offer sheeted because we weren't gonna be able to offer him enough or something like that.
Yeah, well, I think it's like the team that has the restricted free agent can offer him 8 years, and then the other teams can only offer 7. Or
The
something
the
like
offer
that.
sheets are crazy. So like if the player accepts the offer, so this is how I always thought it was. So it's, you get offer sheeted, the team can match it, the player looks at it, and if he chooses to accept the offer sheet deal, then that team has to give up, like it depends.
Draft
It's a tiered
picks and
system,
stuff.
like
Yeah,
3 first-round picks, and it's like some wild thing.
Yeah.
So it really is like an FU move to the GM of that other team because you're forcing their hand, because you're forcing them to pay top dollar for this player. And
yeah.
they know that player is not going to come to your team, so you do it just to try to cripple them and make them take on more
Well,
debt.
yeah,
basically.
there was like 3 offer sheets on the Leafs in the past couple years.
It's
just
just to
by
dri-
teams trolling Dubas.
Yes, they're
yeah.
trolling them. They're trying to drive up their salary caps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is pretty funny, actually.
Yeah,
That's the type of thing you do in like NHL franchise mode or something.
But the GMs remember it. That's the thing. And then when they're like, "Hey, we're looking for a deal," be like, "Oh, okay," and they're not
remember when?
Gonna, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, future considerations. No, I don't think so.
hmm
Let's talk about Draisaitl absolutely tearing up
Animal.
the playoffs. Is he going to break the record? The record for most goals in a playoff postseason, 19, probably by Gretzky.
Yeah.
Like, let's just assume, right? Draisaitl's got 13.
I mean, in my opinion, it's an easy yes.
Yep.
but only if Edmonton makes it to the next round. Like even if they don't go to the final, if they make it to the conference final, I think he beats it.
Right.
Because that's another 7 games he has, and he's like,
Potentially 7.
Yeah.
Unless it's a sweep.
Potentially,
But then,
yeah.
if it's a sweep, then he's going on anyway. So.
because he's probably the one sweeping them.
He
you know?
might
Yeah.
he might get it done in this round. He could have had 2 last night. I was watching like.
Yeah, he was close last night. Ended up being a blank, and it's funny because I was telling Jeremy I bet for him to score and have over 1.5 points.
Yep.
Like 2 different bets, like a few bucks or whatever. And I'm like, of
Oh.
course, because I decided to bet on it.
Yeah.
He didn't get any.
Oh, what is this? Guys, it is not Gretzky. This is
I don't think Gretzky
of.
really had that much goals in the playoffs, though. Like, I'm not surprised.
I mean, he went off. He had 47 points. So he definitely has the record for most points.
Right. Who has the most record for most goals?
Reggie
Was it like
Leach.
I thought it was like Sakic or something.
Reggie Leach.
Cool.
Exactly. Reggie Leach has the most goals.
And what year?
75, 76. And then Yuri Curry.
Okay,
who-
75, 76. They're playing with like no masks and all this stuff. That doesn't really count.
Yeah, Joe Sakic is up there with 18 goals. And yeah, so it's a tie between Yuri Curry and Reggie Leach. Yuri Curry was definitely on the line with Gretzky. Gretzky was just banking him off his stick and into the net.
He was a brick wall in front of the net just to bank the puck off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So
Interesting.
Reggie Leach and Yuri Curry are the point holders. And where is Draisaitl right now? Yeah, I mean, I think Draisaitl's got a definite shot at breaking that record.
What do you think, Chippy? Do you think he breaks it or?
I do.
Yeah.
I think he breaks it for
Yeah.
sure.
He's
That's
possessed right now. He's possessed.
He's just got a touch. Did you see the one goal he had where he just off Brissois' shoulder, he just like sauced it from the goal line? Like
that's like what
I was watching that live. I was like, who's he passing it to? Oh my God, it's in the net.
He scored so effortlessly. It was
Yeah.
almost like
He floated it.
Matthews, like a couple years ago. Like it just seems to me that's like
He's hot
Matthews-
and it's everything's
Matthews
working.
can't score.
Yeah.
Matthews,
No.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And that's the thing. It's like Matthews is trying to score from the places he normally scores for, but Draisaitl is just like he's on the goal line and he looks, and I saw him look, and I was like, oh no, he's not going. And he turns like this, right?
And Brissois
He's
just
like-
gives him an inch too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just like whoop, and he just floated it in there. He didn't even shoot it; he floated it in there.
The extra inch on his blade helped him sauce it more.
And even was it Brossois? Is it
Brissois, yeah.
Brossois? Like he sees, he's like no, and he's like no, like he couldn't believe that
Yeah,
he
he's like-
attempted it. He's
he,
like,
like,
what?
Flailed around to try to like block it. But,
Yeah, just so casual too, so casual about it. Yeah,
Just
so
unbelievable.
when you're just doing that, you're that relaxed. Like that's something I'm doing in pickup hockey on like a Wednesday afternoon. You're like, hey, let's go play some pickup. Let's mess around. Oh, okay, let's
Right.
try to get this goal.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's the type of stuff you're attempting when you're just loose.
The thing with that series, though, and I wanted to just say that Vegas has always been, and I've noticed this for a while. They play to the style of like whatever game their opponent's going to play, but they're always just like, we're going to keep one goal ahead of you. It's
Yeah.
like if if they get the first goal, I'd almost bet money that Vegas wins, because it's like if the other team scores to tie it up, they immediately go and get another one. They're just always playing one goal ahead. In this last game, it was like that, but then they just kept getting opportunities and scoring, and Edmonton wasn't quite like, they just didn't have their scoring touch. They had the chances; it could have went either way, but yeah, Vegas finds a way just to keep getting one more goal.
Yeah.
They're just like, whether it's the third line or the defense or their big guns tipping it in, like getting a random deflection that wasn't even a good chance.
Yeah,
they just
yeah.
find a way.
I think Eichel's happy. You know, he's
he's
getting charged up. He's happy to be playing some serious hockey.
Eichel, I haven't been really impressed with, to be honest. Like,
Well,
he's been like okay, but he just kind of
He's on like, I don't know, kind of like it's just a steam engine. You know, he just keeps on trucking along. Like he's
Yeah.
not doing anything really flashy, but like he's there when you need him. Type
I just
of guy.
noticed like he's turning the puck over
Okay.
in their zone a bit more, like making long stretch passes that don't connect and it's an icing. And then when he actually gets chances, he'll like do some nice moves and be shifty like he does, and then he'll shoot it right in the goalie's chest, and like it doesn't get a rebound, doesn't get anything.
He's a little lackadaisy out there.
No, he doesn't look lazy. He just looks like he's not being as productive as he could be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he got one last night. He might get going.
Yeah, like he's heating up, but it's just like I feel like he's struggling to find that gear in the playoffs that you need.
Yeah, I've only been watching the highlights of that one. That's
Right.
why. So you've been.
Oh, okay.
Same with
looking at them
McDavid though. He's been not the same player as the I think he just gave it all in the regular season, and it's like
I think he's just passing the torch over to Draisaitl. Like he knows, hey guys, it's gonna be 2-on-1 right? 2-on-1 all day long against me. So Draisaitl, you get open. I'll take those guys. I'll take all 3 of them, and I'm just sending the puck your way, and you put it in the net. Like they have that option. That's just-
McDavid's flowing a little bit though. Like he's finding his stride. He's getting some opportunities. He's just he doesn't have the like in the playoffs. It's tougher to score by like getting those breakaways and all that stuff because it doesn't happen very often.
and he's not dissecting the teams.
Yeah,
like,
and
Yarn
like
does.
Draisaitl scores from the perimeter and on the rush, right? McDavid scores on the rush too, but it's like only when it's like wide open. And in the playoffs, guys are getting back a lot sooner. Right?
I think McDavid is basically just saving it for the power play. He's like, you know what? I'm going to play some hockey. I'm going to be out there. I'm not going to make a mistake. Give me the 2 minutes on the power play, and that's when we'll make things happen.
Yeah, he's like going out there laying a few hits, and then if there's an opportunity, he goes for it. But he's not really like in game killer instinct
exactly.
mode.
He's not going to waste it all in the first round.
Yeah.
Right? Because he knows he's got 16 games to win. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe he's
so
holding back a
massive.
little.
Like attacking, like I was watching him the other night, and he was like in the corner. It was like the both guys were like, there was 2 guys on him, and he split through both of them
Yeah.
by just keeping his legs moving. Like it was like he's just so freaking explosive, and like you can't contain this guy because he's so like it was the defenseman got exposed. I forgot who it was. I think it was
McNabb. Was it McNabb?
McNabb, or it was who else is the defenseman? on it?
Pietrangelo?
Yeah.
Pietrangelo. It was Pietrangelo. He just
Yeah.
exposed Pietrangelo in the corner, just like walked out with it, attacked him. I was like, yo, this guy is like,
It's
talk about a guy. Okay, he might be a guy I wouldn't be able to contain in the playoffs.
really
You think?
wow.
Wow, that's shocking.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Is there a gas
It might-
button on this here? We
It might be
got
the McDavid might be the one guy that you can't contain in the end. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I'd have to. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to see it in person to be honest.
Oh,
No, for
I
sure,
just
to know
want
for
I
sure.
would just love to see these guys with some gear on, with Coach Chippy with his gear on.
Same. Wow.
Like,
The thing is how obvious it is if it's McDavid or not, because like I'm watching the Oilers games, right? And I'll look down for a second, I'll hear the announcer, oh, there's a break, and I look up and I see for 1 second like an Edmonton player rushing with the puck or going for the puck, and I instantly know if it's McDavid or not.
whether you see the number or not. Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I see the number. I just see like, is that guy accelerating twice as fast as the other guy going for it, or are they kind of like staying neck and neck? And you just know, no, that's not as explosive as McDavid moves.
Yeah.
It's just crazy to like that, and that's like against the best in the world,
Mhm.
right? So it's like he has that much of a difference.
Yeah.
that's
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's what's crazy with the Dart is he doesn't have that.
Mm.
He's a East and West guy.
He's like
Yeah,
the
he's
mix
like very-
between Crosby and McDavid. He's
Yeah,
got the shifty.
I would say that.
He said it on the pod. He said I'm an east to west, right? Like he moves across
Yep.
the ice really well, and he's really shifty, and he knows when to shoot and when to pull a move, when to pass.
Yeah, he's gonna bring something different. Yeah, I know his ability to recognize and create opportunities is just ridiculous. So I think at the NHL level, it'd be even more pronounced. Like, because I saw
Does
it.
he score 30?
You know, what I mean, he's got good players, he's got better players to
Right, more to work with. Yeah.
Right. So like he's in the juniors and he's just seeing these things that no one else sees and just setting these guys up. I think in the big leagues it'll be even more.
It's like he's like Marner's playmaking ability.
Let's go to anyone in the Chippy.
He's like a playmaker,
Yep.
like Marner, but he actually has a good shot.
Fair. Okay.
Yeah.
I see someone in the audience. Chippy.
Does Bedard score 40 next year?
Score 40. Okay.
Matthews did, right? In his rookie year, score 40?
Like 40
I
points.
think it
No.
should.
He's talking 100 points, 40 goals, basically.
No,
Is it-
no, like 40 goals or 40
40
points?
goals. It's 40 goals. Yeah.
40 goals. I think
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
I think he almost gets 100 points, but he doesn't get 40 goals. He's gonna light it up with assists, but he's gonna be like in the high 90s.
I feel
in
I
points, but
feel
not
for a
goals.
first season, he doesn't have a lot of support. You know, I don't know who they're going to bring in, who's going to be on his line, that type of thing. So I feel he could get close to a 100-point season, and I also
It
feel
could
yeah,
be a Jack
not quite.
Hughes situation.
Hmm?
Could be a Jack Hughes situation.
Yeah, where it takes him a few years to get going.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that, but I'm hoping
Like,
for like
if you get
close to
going
100
early,
points.
Like in the first 5 games, he doesn't get a goal. Like I feel like it could
Yeah.
get a lot of
Yeah,
pressure. a lot
Jack
of-
Hughes went like half the season before he scored his first goal or
Yeah,
something.
Jack, it was like 3 years before he really like started to shine.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's a good start. Yeah, he needs to get it going.
Friend of the pod.
early.
We want him to do well.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course. All right, let's wrap up the pod with what are your summer plans? Summer's coming up. Let's just a little bit take it personal.
Gonna golf.
We'll go to Chippy first. What do you got planned for the summertime?
Summer plans. I definitely want to do a little bit of traveling.
Oh yeah,
Aren't you already?
wrap up this
Yeah.
Costa Rica trip. Are you gonna make 5 videos a day all summer long on TikTok? You gonna
I
dial it
think
back or not?
I think I want to do some more like doing cool stuff and doing more like vlog content, more
cool.
long form.
On social or on YouTube?
YouTube. Like I
Oh, okay.
want to go hard on YouTube.
Yep.
Like for me, it's like I was talking to my buddy yesterday. It's like it's a lot when you're making like I made like 7 videos yesterday and posted them. Like
Yeah.
it just like that's just like a lot, like a lot. Obviously I was like I'm new to this space, so I just wanted to go hard for the past year. I posted every
Oh, yeah.
day. Like
Mhm.
No, you've
post
earned
like
a good audience. You've earned a great
yeah.
audience. You got
So
a good platform now.
so now I really want to like actually focus on what my message is, and I think I can do that more in long form content. I think
100%.
if I could show kind of like if I'm creating the style and flow brand, like showing that process of like okay, I got like what I mean, just being more transparent with it and building in public. I think that's really what I'm seeing. I've been kind of studying other kind of creators, and I really like the style of just like being yourself and letting people in on kind of what you're doing and
Yep.
just like building in public and be like, yeah, like, it's not nothing's perfect, nothing's easy, like nothing is like, so if they could see that kind of, this is where we're going, like the editing might not be as great as it's gonna be, but like you're
Yeah.
just like, you're starting from somewhere.
Right.
And I want to do something where I like stay consistent on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because the success is all about consistency. Like with TikTok, it's just I post it every day for a year or 2 years pretty much on TikTok. So if I do like post every week on YouTube or post, like if I do that same consistency with the long form content, I just see, yeah, it's going to be the same kind of success. So
Sweet.
that's definitely my plan is like doing more travel stuff and like maybe doing travel vlogs, like
Oh.
just
Mm.
maybe not so much hockey related, but more just like music, making like I did a vlog. We vlogged the entire making that music video
Yeah.
or that's like just like doing cool. Like I want to do music. I really want to do more songs. So being able to vlog, just like going to the studio, the vibes in the studio, and then dropping more songs, doing more songs. What else?
I think with your audience, so how's the Cupbound track doing? Like, are you tracking the
yeah, it's not like
downloads and
like
streams?
8 views just on the video.
Sorry, what was that? I missed that.
On YouTube.
Yeah.
It's just like it's doing well just for like literally just a song. Like there's no
Yeah.
music video yet. So we want to do a music video. I don't know the streams. It's on my buddies Oliver Joseph's.
All right,
Like
fair. Yep.
I gotta set up like an Apple Music and a Spotify.
Yeah, I think
But
like with the audience you have with the TikTok, you've got like TikTok is such a sound based platform, like noise, music, whatever. If you can drop a few tracks and all you need is like that 15 seconds, you go like the Little Nas X approach, right? He was just trying
yeah,
to make one thing hit and he found Old Town Road
Mhm.
and just crushed it, and that launched him into the stratosphere. But like if you take a similar approach, it's like throw in some songs and they take off. Now you're getting these $1.29 Apple Music downloads and the streams on Spotify. It's just like another a
yeah.
way to
Like it's
kind of
just another.
expand.
It's just like marketing music. Like I
Yeah.
realize like to be an artist, like you don't have to have the best music. You just have to have an original sound. And if you can market it with skits, like I've realized skits are like a really cool way to market yourself. And
Yep.
pretty much that's what I do. I've done that every day for a
Yep.
year. So like
You-
I'm just getting better at the skits. They're gonna be more high production,
Yep.
hire editors, build a team. That's
Okay.
really where I'm going right now is like just like actually like learning about outsourcing and being able to, free up some of my time that not be so stressed. Like right now, everything's I'm editing, filming,
Oh,
posting,
buddy. I got a
negotiating,
I got a
right?
term for you. So this sounds like a summer of growth for you. You're doubling down. You're ripping it to just heat up for the next hockey
yeah.
season. You're not slowing down at all.
Yeah,
But
exactly. There's
I,
no slowing.
I've got a great term. As I lie on the floor in the room that contains our 1.5-year-old's crib, while absolute chaos is going on in the house, I got to cut the grass. I have to take out the garbage. Have you paid the bills yet? Jeremy, there's a mess outside. When are you going to, it's just everything happening. The kids are screaming, how Mason has to study for his homework. Has he done his homework? Olivia has a dance recital, tomorrow. It's everything happening. And then like, I've got these emails coming. I'm just following up on this email. Oh, just want to make sure you see, it's everything's happening all at once, right? Oh, and I need to get this YouTube video
It's
out.
like a scene out of a movie.
Yeah.
Just everything's buzzing.
And I'm just lying on the carpet for like, trying to catch 30 seconds of just, silence or rest or like escape, right? And I coined this term in that moment called the constant everything. I'm in the constant everything. It's
like
everything and it's all at once. It's the constant everything. And when you're like, I don't know, I think for a parent, it's probably experienced a lot more because you have to look after yourself. You have to, if you have a business, you have to look after your business or whatever, things from work are coming at you. Work's coming at you. Wife relationship coming at you. You want to maintain that. You want to maintain your work. You want to maintain a good relationship. You maintain a relationship with your kids. Maintain a relationship with your friends as well. You got your emails and all this personal stuff. It's the constant everything.
Yeah.
There's no stop. There's no end.
You only get more busy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly, and you're probably feeling that even not even having kids.
Yeah.
But it's like the constant everything. It can be overwhelming at times.
Yeah, like especially as a creator, and this the most. Like, yeah, it is like it's just every day. Like, it's not. There's no like settling down, and it's like it's like on this device all the time, and it's it can take up a lot of energy. And I'm not necessarily experiencing burnout. Like, there's just some days where I'm just less creative than others. Like yesterday was just a super creative day. Like ideas came to me. I posted 7 videos because it was just like, oh, the draft's on. Didn't even know the draft was on yesterday. I was like, oh, there's content there. Oh, Edmonton Oilers are playing.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean? The ideas come to me and it's just posting when you're feeling that way.
Yeah.
Like today, do I feel as creative? Maybe in a couple hours I will, or maybe
Mhm.
night. But like right now, I'm not necessarily feeling like I want to go film something.
No.
But I think with something like YouTube, I really want to I've been studying other creators and like seeing what they do, and like if you can really be creative with the shots, if you can have a story like Hayden you mentioned, and obviously Jerry you too, like just storytelling, and I think that's the most important thing is like being able to tell an engaging story.
Yeah.
And that's something I want to do. Like if I'm gonna do YouTube, like it's a vlog about going to making a song, but if you can make it more like like they're involved in it, or like I was watching a video the other day. The whole concept was I'm going to surprise my girlfriend in she's skiing right now, doesn't know, like it was like this whole like mission to like get there so she couldn't see. It was like it was just like it was a cool concept. It kept me engaged. Like, oh, like is he gonna pull this
So
off?
I'll give you the easiest thing to think about when you're creating content. And I mean, I still struggle with this. Like a lot of times I just make one-off random videos with cool ideas, fun stuff. But to really be super successful, and I've done like I've found other styles. I'm like, I'm going to try this, different shots, cool shots, whatever. Something can be as cinematic and cool looking as possible. If there's no storyline to it, it gets boring really fast, right? You can have all these awesome, cool transitions and this and that. The number one thing that you really need is you just have to give people a reason to care. If they don't care about your video, they're going to exit out of it, right? So if you can, what is that reason? Why do people care about this video? Why do they care about watching to the end of it? And if it's really good, they care about the next one too. So you give them a reason to care about the one they're watching, and then a reason to want to watch a next one. They care about you and they care about the content you're making, and that's the toughest thing to do, right? So
I like that.
Yeah,
Give them a reason to care.
a
I think
reason to
that's
care. And
great
if you're editing the video, just be editing it. Like, why do people care? Does anyone care about this video? And I've done that before. I kind of get down on myself sometimes. Like, who cares about this video? I just throw it out there anyways. It's kind of a fun video. It's gonna be like a.
Not every video can be your best video,
No,
and you have to detach from that. But what you can do is make an effort with every video to make it something that you care about.
Or like,
and if you care about it, then there's at least there's a chance that other people will care about it too.
Yeah,
the best videos are ones that you know that as soon as someone watches the first 10 seconds, they're going to care about the outcome. That's the best videos, right?
Yeah. It's just sometimes I'm like, yeah, let's just do a fun video. Like this one, Hayden will be like, hey, what's this video about? I'm like, I don't know, just start recording. And then we edit it later. I'm like, it's just gonna be
Yeah.
like people are hanging out with us. People are just, it's a behind the scenes. We're just vibing. It's like that's why. It's just to just to be ourselves. That's all. Just to put some personality.
Yeah, but like you've had that, you've done 100 plus videos. Like for me, it's like get 100 videos and then try to.
There you go. Just start
If you
moving.
get 100, just stop thinking about it. Get 100 videos up, and
That's it.
Get better each video.
and improve something every video, maybe.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing early. Is I tried to make each video better. Right, just try to improve something each video, and that helped get you. I've got the platform now. Now it's just keeping on putting on good content. All right, so Hayden, summer plans. What you got in store?
I have like 4 or 5 weddings to go to.
Oh boy,
so that'll take up a lot of my summer.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm planning on golfing. Got a golf membership at the local club. Already been going a couple times a week.
Yep.
And yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably already had my best score of the season in my second time out.
Unreal.
Which is
You
like
got better over the winter. How?
What was happening that round? What was going right?
Well, over the winter, I kind of watched a lot of like golf content and like teaching points and like swing thoughts, and I kind of just had an idea on like, okay, what were some of the problems I was having, and focused on that my first round. And like I figured out I was puring my irons, which made a big difference. And every drive wasn't going, like I like to say, keep it between the trees, right? Like it's not necessarily the fairway, but it's not to a point where I can't find it or I can't play it. So just by staying in play, my short game has always been like solid. So it was just a matter of like eliminating those like bigger mistakes. And then I just was flowing that day, right?
Approaching the game with.
I wasn't really thinking about it. I was playing with Shannon's dad, and we were just kind of chatting, having a good time, and like no pressure. I don't think he was even keeping score. Like he was kind of casually keeping score, but didn't really care. So I was just kind of vibing, right? And you play better when you're not focused on the outcome as much, right? I went last night, played 9 holes. I shot 41, which the last time I played 9 holes, I shot a 37, which is only like 1 over par or 2 over par at that course. So. It's like a little worse, but it was just because I had a drive that went out of play, and then I 3-putted on another hole.
You said you're going golfing tonight?
Yeah.
I was gonna say we should hit the range. Maybe I'll take Mason out.
I mean, you're welcome to. We can go to the range early. My tee time's 4:20 or something.
Oh, a piece out. Oh, 4:20. Hey, isn't that work hours, Hayden? You didn't run this by the boss, eh?
Nah.
Okay, make sure you get that YouTube video out, or I'm gonna call and cancel your tee time.
I'm editing the podcast.
I guess you're working late then. I come back at 7 p.m. and finish up that YouTube video right after your round.
That's funny.
Hayden's over there like, shut the.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm about to end this pod. I'm gonna end the pod right now.
It's like you better stop your yapping right now. I'm gonna do a stranglehold on you, Jared.
From now until his tea time, he's gonna be watching Rick Shields golf videos.
Yeah, you watching Rick Shields, eh? I used to watch Rick Shields every day, man.
Yeah, Rick Shields the GOAT. I watch Good as well.
Who's the other guy?
Guys.
Mark Crossfield.
Oh, that was. Is he still making videos?
I don't know. I used to watch I was really into golf, and then honestly, I didn't really swing it much last year, and haven't swung it at all this year. So I got to get out to the range and.
Yeah. Last year was the first year I golfed more than like once or twice a season since I was like 13. So
yeah,
the fact that like, so last season, my best round was a 76. So I already beat that this year.
Beauty.
Yeah. I have great potential,
Golfing and
but
wedding.
I don't.
You have unlimited potential, Chippy. It's just, what do you put your focus on, eh? You drop those YouTube videos, you're gonna drop those tracks, you're gonna be good at golfing, hey?
We're gonna be documenting it all, baby. It's all content.
That's all. You need just to hire a camera crew to follow you around, film, and then get the videos out, and you just be you. That'd be ideal.
It. That's the goal right now. We're on the look for videographer, someone I can just vibe out. And actually, I have one. My buddy, I might hire him like part time, and we're gonna flow.
Hey,
see
just
what we can build.
Drop all that cash from all your cameos and merch sales, eh? And just have that'll hire you someone for the next 3 years, eh? You gotta get it on a contract, eh? All the millions you're making,
Maybe soon, baby. Maybe soon.
Hey, only dream big.
All right.
Dream big. Oh yeah, for sure. It's just gonna. I realize money just flows if you just forget about it and don't think about it. It's gonna flow.
I actually want to do a rant on the wealth gurus and how like unimportant like the money side of things is. It's like there was way too much of an emphasis on your level of success is just measured by how good of a job you have and how much you're earning and the stuff that you've got. But really, it's like a lot of people, even if you do achieve that,
it's intrinsic that where the success comes from, the how you feel and the value in you sense in your life, right? Like how you feel about what you have.
You only make the money based on how many people you help. So if you're going to make more money if you help more people. That's pretty much how it works.
That's a great
the amount of people you're helping is the amount of money you're going to be making.
But they never really talk about the cost. Everything has a sacrifice. Right. So it's like, okay, say you're doing well. Maybe you've got a pretty good job and you can work twice as much and earn twice as much. Well, you're sacrificing a lot of your free time that could be spent with your family, with your friends, creating happiness moments. You know, you're going to miss all these moments while you're like, say you have kids that are 3, 4, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? How many things are you going to miss because you're working that will never happen again? Like your kid is only 6 years old once.
Yeah.
1 year. Right. And then they change.
There's a lot of ways now, though, to achieve financial freedom and have the passive income. And I think it's more and more people are getting educated on those things and investments and making money work for you when you're not working. And that's something I started learning about a couple of years ago. It's like, okay, what is passive income? What is it that I want? I want to achieve financial freedom. I don't need all the money in the world, but I'd love to be able to do what I want when I want to do it. And that was a goal of mine.
So,
and
that's funny. Like when I was 23, I was in the same boat. I'm like, man, I need to not work for someone. I need to find and I wanted that freedom. It wasn't about the money. It was about being able to take a day off if I want to. It's about, you know, being able to sleep in if I want to. It's about if I want to stay up and work until 2 a.m., I can. And the more I work, the more like it's invested back into the business. So that's really what I was after. And I pretty much achieved that. You know, I love the spot that I'm in, and like definitely you're on your way for sure.
Hell yeah.
You know, invest the time now. You don't have the anchors. You don't have the kids.
Yeah.
You know, you're pretty free to go all in on yourself, to invest 100% of your time into yourself. So it's definitely a prime opportunity for you. So I'm excited to see what goes on in your summertime.
Self-belief is just what it is. And it's like,
I don't think you struggle with that.
Yeah. If you're believing in yourself, boom, there's nothing that you can't do, baby. So that's the match.
Yep. You got to believe in yourself or no one else will. That's
exactly.
It. All right.
Exactly.
Let's wrap it up. You're going to throw the cup bound.
I'm putting Chippy's song on.
Here we go.
Wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up with the cup bound. Track.
Oliver Joseph times Coach Chip.
Let's go. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Available on all platforms.
See you guys next week.
Calm down. Let me tell you what's up now. Face up, put the puck down. Yeah, the city getting shut down. Everybody yelling cup down. Getting closer to the trophy. Back in business feeling nosy. Motivated, never lofty. Time to hustle, not get cozy. Cup down, cup down, cup down. Everybody feel the bounce. Cup down, cup down, cup down. Everybody feel the bounce. Gotta keep it in the family. Maple leaves looking nasty. I don't think you understand me. We are coming for the Stanley. Blue, white, shining underneath the light. Big dub, we are turning up tonight. CN Tower full of power. CCM or it's Bauer. Competition we devour. Every minute, every hour. Listen up when we say go. Take a hit, then we stay low. Gotta prove what we say so. We receive what we pray for. Let me tell you what's up now. Face up, put the puck down. Yeah, the city getting shut down. Everybody yelling cup down. Getting closer to the trophy. Back in business feeling nosy. Motivated, never lofty. Time to hustle, not get cozy. Cup down, cup down, cup down. Everybody feel the bounce. Cup down, cup down, cup down. Everybody feel the bounce. He's got the moves, the style, and the flow. Watch him score the goal, let the crowd go. The Leafs are cup bound, they're on a roll. Watch out, NHL about to take control. Look at Mojo Pappy, playoffs might get scrappy. Sammy just beat Vassy, is this real? Please tap me. There ain't no debate, see the way we skate. Early, never late, champions of fate. Click, clack, that's a slap shot. In the net, where's our mascot? Red nose, not offline, push through the offsides. Watch us spin, watch us pop champagne. Watch us dance, watch us wave our flags. Let me tell you what's up now. Face up, put the puck down. Yeah, the city getting shut down. Everybody yelling cup down. Getting closer to the trophy. Back in business feeling nosy. Motivated, never loafy. Time to hustle, not get cozy. Cup down, cup down, cup down. Everybody feel the bounce. Cup